May 8, 2011. This is WACEPC Radio. I'm Marcos P. Duran. Welcome to our internet transmission. I'm going to begin today by reading an article I wrote on May 2nd, 2011, the day after the White House came out and said they finally killed bin Laden. The title of this article is University Experts Agree bin Laden's been dead since at least 2001. And I'm going to note here that at the end of the article, I will present the links that I put in this article for further references. And the article begins like this. Headlines: Osama bin Laden's been killed. But isn't it interesting that we finally got the terrorist mastermind just in time for Obama's 2012 presidential re-election campaign? This will surely boost his approval ratings, right? That's the idea behind bringing bin Laden back from the dead by eventually showing us his dead corpse. See, liberty-minded people who from the start never bought the 9/11 Commission story have been able to question throughout the years simple things such as, where has bin Laden been for the past 9 years? The evidence still remains, which is bin Laden has been dead since at least 2001. The article continues. Professor Angelo M. Cordvilla of International Relations at Boston University, Professor Bruce Lawrence of Duke University, and David Ray Griffin, a former professor at California's Claremont School of Theology, all have congruously concluded in the past that Osama bin Laden died years ago of kidney failure. Also adding that imposters have been used in the videos and tapes bin Laden has released in the past several years. Intelligence sources report that bin Laden apparently died in the Tora Bora Mountains of Afghanistan around December 2001. Article continues. Just a few weeks ago, Patriot author Mark Dice called into the Adam Carolla show and openly asked what they thought about bin Laden's whereabouts and if they agreed with the countless reports of him dying of health problems. To everyone's surprise, both Carolla and the other guests that day pretty much agreed with Dice's statements, which makes it all quite evident that the majority of people in the country were beginning to question the government's official analysis on bin Laden's location. Then again, this is an event that has the resemblance of a classical political propaganda stunt. Don't buy this garbage just yet. With the evidence and facts available, this is starting to appear to be more and more a psychological operation on the public. Now that the globalists have decided to play the "we capture or killed Osama" card, we are undoubtedly in a dangerous position as the brains behind globalism will stage terrorist attacks as they have in the past in order to scare the American public into submission. The establishment admits bin Laden's dead now, which only means they need a new boogeyman. Who will it be? Perhaps bin Laden's former right-hand man, Anwar al-Awlaki, who both alternative and even mainstream media reports has been in collusion with the Pentagon. Is he the next Goldstein who we'll blame for all the future chaos and terrorism? Don't doubt it. With the economy in free fall, with the Middle East on fire, and with Ron Paul seemingly having a very serious shot at the presidency by undeniable popular demand, terrorism of the likes of September 11 are a grim reality. And I close the article by saying, stay awake, spread the word, and check the site for further developments. That is an article I wrote as soon as I got the news, and I provide links for this article. The Mail Online, an article they wrote in 2009. It says, September 11, 2009, with the headline, Has Obama bin Laden been dead for 7 years, and are the U.S. and Britain covering it up to continue the war on terror? That's one reference. And like I said, I got author Mark Dice calling into the Adam Carolla show, and Adam Carolla and even the guests agreed with him that he's been dead, probably been dead, and doesn't. And he told his probably his group to not reveal his death in order to remain alive in the eyes of his followers. And that's what Carolla pretty much said, to summarize it. And that's his opinion. And then I have a link to Infowars.com, which reads, Red Alert, government had Osama bin Laden frozen for years. They wrote that article on May 1st. I also have an article by the website Revolt of the Plebs, which has the title Osama been dead a while. That's another source that I put here. That's an alternative media source. I have again Infowars with the headline 9/11 Mastermind Invited to Pentagon. And this article was written in October 21st, 2010. And I have Fox News here with the headline. Just one second. It says Al Qaeda terror leader dying at Pentagon months after 9/11. So you gotta check this information for yourself. I mean, it's in mainstream news. It's Fox News, and the last link that I provide in this article is by the website called Business Insider, and it explains why the Ron Paul presidential run will be a much bigger deal this time around. That's another reason why we think here in the alternative media that our corrupt government might stage terrorist attacks, is because Ron Paul is really is looking like he has a real serious shot at becoming president. And obviously the people who support the Federal Reserve and the establishment are not happy about that. To continue, I'm going to read another article I wrote, and I wrote this on May 3rd, 2011, and revised it on May 4th, 2011. The reason I'm reading these articles is because I put a lot of work into what I do, and it wouldn't make sense for me not to promote the work that I do. And it's not just my opinion, it's documented sources, and word is getting out about the real truth, not the government's side of the story. It's a phony story. Anyways, let me continue here. The title of this article is Bin Laden's dead, but Homeland Security admits military veterans are the real terrorists. Now that's a real controversial headline, but I'm a military veteran myself, and I must get the truth out. I'm not here to play games. This is the truth. And I hope all you military veterans here at Fort Bliss, here in El Paso, Texas, do pay attention to this, because Homeland Security and the establishment are putting crosshairs on you because you have combat skills and you can lead a revolution to overthrow a tyrannical government. Now let me read the article so you understand where I'm coming from. And the article starts, even if you suck up the propaganda that bin Laden was just finally taken out by the Obama administration, does that mean we're now going to bring our troops home from Afghanistan, Iraq, and Libya? No is the logical answer. Even if bin Laden was the great Satan, in quotation marks, we've just killed, does that mean we can now stop going to church and praying to Jesus Christ? Ridiculous is right. Then why are all these Americans celebrating like the U.S. just won the Super Bowl or something? because they've been conditioned to believe the government doesn't lie and never has. Oh, except Operation Northwoods. And you can look this up for yourself, but I provided a link of what Operation Northwoods was. Continuing with the article, excuse me. What's more incredible is that top government officials like General Wesley Clark have already warned us in the past of the global agenda taking place at this moment in history. He told us about the Middle Eastern plot to overthrow countries. This is a little, think a little more of yourselves, please. You're intelligent. You're not supposed to fall for this trash. And I meant to address the general public and some people I know, including personal friends, when I wrote that line, because it's true. Don't fall for that. You're a lot smarter than that. Continuing with the article. First of all, the world is not going to be a safer place because this man is dead. You will never be able to get rid of all these type of criminal people who exist in this world. Maybe one day you wake up and realize that the terrorists have already won because the entire world is losing its true basic freedoms in society because of the war on terror. Let me explain to all of you who are new to this information. A police state is being set up for you and me. Many argue it's already here. The MIAC report and Homeland Security right-wing extremism documents clearly state that people who support Ron Paul, who are against the Federal Reserve, who oppose the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, who believe and follow the U.S. Constitution are potential terrorists. If you're a military veteran like myself, you should be especially offended and pissed off about the government considering you a potential terrorist with quotes like, and these are quotes from one of the Department of Homeland Security's official documents that were leaked out. And they admit it's their own document. Okay, quote, returning veterans possess combat skills and experience that are attractive to right-wing extremists. DHS is concerned that right-wing extremists will attempt to recruit and radicalize returning veterans in order to boost their violent capabilities. Disgruntled military veterans. Right-wing extremists will attempt to recruit and radicalize returning veterans, in order to exploit their skills and knowledge derived from military training and combat. Homeland Security has gone so far as to say military veterans will not be trustworthy to own guns in the near future. This is your own government saying that if you're a military veteran, you may not be trusted enough to own guns, that will revoke your Second Amendment right because you were a potential terrorist. This is incredible. This is disgusting, but you got to check it out for yourself. I am a military veteran telling you this. I feel threatened by it. The government, the establishment saying that I am a terrorist when I served my country for 4 years, 2 deployments. And let me read you another quote from this document by Homeland Security. It says, the possible passage of new restrictions on firearms and the return of military veterans facing significant challenges reintegrating into their communities could lead to potential emergence of terrorist groups or lone wolf extremists capable of carrying out violent attacks. Don't believe me? Read the links with the documents for yourself that I provided in this article. You can look it up. It's on revolutionaryreport.net. And I close this article by saying the police, the Army, and the tightening up of national security in the U.S. is not for monkey-ass Bin Laden. It's for you and me. You need to wake up. This police state is for you and me, and especially military veterans who know what's going on, who are angry about being deployed